Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the log cabin crochet baby blanket, and this is a really neat concept. Very easy to be able to master. There's a lot of instruction, but it's actually more simpler than you may realize. And I'm going to talk about the construction of this because it really is kind of a build as you go, almost like building up Legos. So without further ado, I'm going to be taking you through this pattern. We're going to be using Bernat Softee Baby Chunky today. Really nice thick yarn and L crochet hook, size 8mm. So let's get started and look at this pattern in more detail. So inside the instructions we have a lot of blocks that we need to do. So it's just a matter of building up on top of each other. I decided to highlight the end of each one of the blocks that says ending on the WS, which means wrong side. So you can see that there's abbreviations right over here. So every time we go to end a block, we're always ending on the wrong side, which is really important to be able to maintain this kind of concept. I did a log cabin earlier this year and it does play a factor in it. So there's a total of 2 pages of instruction, just like you see, and it includes the diagram format, and I want to take you through that diagram right now because I want to show you just in case that you get confused. So let's take a look closer at this diagram. So as we look at this diagram, you're going to notice the number 1 is in red and it's in between the 2 middle blocks. These are not 2 different blocks. What happens in this is that we're going to crochet and we're going to go up like this. So let's look at it like from this perspective, and you're going to crochet back and forth, and then midway through you're going to change the color to this. So what you're looking at here is that this whole rectangular right here is one whole block. It's just a different color, and that's why they've highlighted it as 2 different colors. Once you get that block done, you then create this block. Once you get this block, you then create this one, and you see that you're working all the way around. So you can't just immediately start number 9 and then go back to 2. It's all sequential on just being able to follow. So within today's tutorial I'm going to show you how to get started, and then I'm going to show you how to crochet along a side edge, and then you can use this to be able to balance yourself to make this. Now you can choose any different colors that you wish. Obviously what is suggested in the pattern is basically what the designers thought is in trend right now. I really like the look of it as well. But you know what, just you may not have access to the yarn, or maybe you have a different color idea. Use this as a template in order for you to have a lot of creativity too. So without further ado, let's look at block number 1. So let's get started. We're going to create a slip knot to begin, and then I need you to chain a total of 16. So you can see it's not a very big chain across, using your 8mm size L crochet hook today. And let's just do that. So we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Now it says for row number 1, which is really important because I want you to do something here in row number 1. If anything in this tutorial, this is what you need to listen to the most. So what I need you to do is half double crochet 3rd chain from the hook. So go 1, 2, and 3. Get the back loop only and just half double crochet. So going right into the back loop of that chain, I want you to half double crochet. So then you just pull through all 3. So this entire afghan is worked up of half double crochets. You'll notice that there is no border once you get all the way around on this thing. And what I want you to do is just do a few extra like this, and then I want you to stop. Using another size crochet hook, I want you to grab a spare piece of yarn, and I want you to use this yarn and mark the front of it. So just go sliding into a stitch, staying on the front side of the work towards you, and I want you to put in a stitch marker there. This will represent the good side of the project, the right side. So whenever it says that you're ending on a wrong side, this marker should be on the underside. So when you go to turn over the project, if you do not see it, it means it's the wrong side, which is where you're ending, and if you see it, then that means that it is the right side. So continuing to go along, I want you to half double crochet into each one of the chains all the way to the other side. I'll see you back here in just a moment. So as I go all the way across, I'm just gonna get into the last chain, and all this is just half double crochets in the rows. So you're gonna turn around, okay, and you're just gonna begin. So you're just gonna chain up 2 just like that, and then you're just gonna immediately just jump into the first one, okay, and then so that was the first one for a half double crochet. So that chaining 2 is more of a builder. It's not really a stitch at all, and you are just going to just half double crochet yourself across. So whenever you don't see the stitch marker, you know that you're on the wrong side. So you're going to continue this color for block number 1 until it has 6 inches. So you'll need a tape measure, and it says ending on the wrong side. So when you go to measure this, if you cannot see this, you know that you're on the wrong side, and you take the tape measure and you measure. Okay, so if you take a tape measure and you measure it like this, and then all of a sudden that you're finishing, and when you finish you can still see that, then you know you're on the wrong side. So you always want to make sure you're on the wrong side. So what I'm going to ask you to do is just continue along till you get 6 inches of just these rows, and then I'll be back, and then I'm going to show you to change color, because this is the middle rectangular block, and we'll get that done, and then I'll show you how to work yourself along the side of a block in order to continue all of these kind of fun things. So I'll see you back here in just a moment. So a few minutes I left you, and I was telling you to get to your 6 inches, which I have, and I can tell I'm at 6 inches as well, because not only because I measured, but see this? The stitch marker is on the back side of this, so I'm looking at the wrong side of the project. So it says end on the wrong side row, which is where I am. Okay, so if that stitch marker was up on facing me right now, if it was like this and I was ending here, you can see it here. This is the right side of the project, so you have to end on the wrong side. So once you just finish this yarn off, this is block number 1, but this is not the completion of block number 1. We're going to do another 6 inches of a different color attaching. So let's turn our project back now to the right side, and we're gonna start right over here. So let's grab our new yarn. Colors that we're going to do, again, Softee Chunky is the yarn of choice today, and we're going to get started with that next. So let's start our new color, and I'm just gonna create a slip knot just for extra security, and I'm going to start right where I ended. Okay, so that's where this is, and this is the yarn being fed through, and I'm on the right side of the project right now. You can see that. Okay, so whenever we go to start a new block, you should be on the right side of the project with this facing up. So just keep an eye out for that. So let's just join it with the slip stitch and then chain 2, and then we continue then to do your half double crochets across. So just hide in your loose ends as you go, so just put them over top, and then just half double crochet into each stitch going all the way across. So you're gonna go another 6 inches then of this color, and what side are you going to finish off of? If you said the wrong side, the WS side, you were right. So go another 6 inches of this color, and then you're gonna fasten off. So I'm not gonna take you through the entire afghan today. I'm only taking you enough so that you can understand how to do this pattern, and then I'm gonna show you how to then crochet up along the side, because you'll eventually have to learn how to do that too. So I will see you back here when 6 inches of this color is complete. So now I'm done block number 2. Now block number 2, you have to finish on the wrong side. So look where that stitch marker is. See, this is the right side of the project. So that gives me an indication that I'm finishing on the wrong side of the project. Okay, so you want to do that and weave in your ends. So now it's time to move up to block number 2. So this was the middle block. So we're gonna turn it back so we can see the right side of the project again. And now block number 2, we're now gonna move along an edge. So in all the other blocks now, what's gonna happen is that you're always gonna be working with partial of one side and then a side that's normal. So what we have to do is that we have to teach ourselves to be able to crochet along the side. So let's start that with block number 2. So we're gonna create a slip knot to begin, and we're gonna come up on the side here. Okay, right where we finished off. This is the side that we finished off. So we're gonna come to the other side, which is the right side of the project. Just look for this, and you're gonna come right up into a corner, and you're going to attach it with the slip knot and chain 2. 1 and 2, coming into the same stitch, because that first chain 2 is just a builder. So now what you're gonna do is you're gonna work your way across. So I'm just moving my work here behind me, and it says that there's 27 half double crochets along this edge. So that was just one that I put in. So you can just kind of eye it up as you go along on the outside here, and just gonna put in 27. So just continue to go. If you start seeing your project buckle, then you know that you got too many stitches in. But what I would do is get in the habit of looking at the project and saying, okay, you know what, I'm going in between a row here, and then this one I'll go here, and just make it look really good. Okay, so don't rush the process of going across, but don't slow it down to the point where you're gonna have too many stitches in there too. So you want a total of 27 in this, and each one of the rows that you're going to start on, it's always gonna give you a count to give you accuracy to get it to lay down. You'll see that when it's hanging over on the child's crib, it's not buckling at all, so that means that the stitch counts are proper. So now we're just gonna continue along the side here, and we're gonna get our 27 in. So all the other blocks, see, I'm rushing, I was going too slow here. So what's gonna happen on all the other blocks is that you're gonna work along the side, and then eventually you'll pick up on one of these that is normal. So really kind of it's just a matter of getting used to working on it, I guess, on the side. So I'll see you back here in just a moment as I get myself all the way across and confirm that I have 27 going across. So I'm all the way across. I got 27. Just for as a full disclaimer, it took me 2 tries to get that 27 to make sure that they were equally spaced. Again, I'm learning as I go when I do some of these tutorials, and today is a great example of that. So now we just have to go 6 inches in order to get the height. So we've done 6 inches here and here. This is going all 6 inches. All of the blocks that we add are always gonna be 6 inches high. They're always gonna end on the wrong side. So right now, do you see any of the stitch marker at all? It's right over here, isn't it? So this here is showing me that the right side is facing down. So whenever I finish this project, I want to make sure that's down, and so that we're finishing on the wrong side. So continuing along then, just continuing with block number 2 of just half double crochets back and forth. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop early, and then I'm just gonna show you how to start block number 3 as you go up along a regular edge plus a side at the same time. So let's just say I've gone 6 inches. I'm gonna fasten off and look, where am I? I can tell I'm on the wrong side of the project because the stitch marker is underneath. So this will allow me to do it. So visualize this as being 6 inches. So what you're going to do then is that you're going to start off block number 3. So block number 3 is gonna come along the front top here. So we're gonna turn it over to the right side. So making sure, okay, that the right side is facing up. And then what you're gonna do is that you're going to attach, and then you're going to go along these stitches, plus then when you hit the side of these you have to get a certain amount of count. So for block number 3 it says work 27 stitches all the way across. So you're thinking to yourself, well, you just did 27 here. Why is there 27 here? Remember, you got 2 blocks here. So that gives you 27. So each one of these blocks are 6 inches. So 27 in the first few layers is gonna be the magic number. You just have to look at the pattern for that. So you'll attach and you'll go into each one of the stitches that are here, and then you'll just make sure that you equally space the ones. Now if you're off by any stretch here, as long as you had the right amount of count, it will balance itself. It'll keep itself nicely done. So you just have to make sure that you balance yourself, and then you just continue to work around in a circle. So let's take a look at the pattern one more time, and then we're gonna let you go for today. So as you continue along, this is block number 2 that we were kind of working on. You get a 6 inches, and then you attach the third one here, the fourth. So see, you just keep attaching as you go, and you keep working your way out in a big spiral just like this. So each one of these have a depth of 6 inches, which makes it quite easy to be able to master. Each block will get more and more longer for you, so it'll take a little bit longer each time that you complete a block, but once you get this done, it's actually really quite amazing in order for you to do it. So just remember that you always have to have something done that's already in the previous section before you can carry on, and with that, that's what you have for the log cabin. If you'd like to improvise any kind of log cabin for yourself, you can always stop just like I just did, and then just come up with something new, and then keep on going and let the creativity just speak to you as you go as well. The sky's the limit when it comes to creativity. As long as you maintain balance, you'll always be perfect every time. So until next time, this is the Baby Blanket Log Cabin by Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Have a fabulous day. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.